Welcome to your weekend focus for April the 6th and the 7th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. We're going to turn right to the cards and see what they have to reveal to us about this weekend and how to use the energy to our advantage in order to go forward. Look at this, the Magician. Now, whenever the Magician comes out first, I want you to realize that the Magician can be simply that, the illusion or the disillusionment, the illusion of things in your life. Wanting to believe in a relationship or a person or uh, the ideal of something rather than what it actually is. Okay, the Magician is the guy who has a coin in his hand one moment and pulling it out your ear the next. Okay, the illusion. So let's be careful with that kind of energy. Okay, stay grounded. And we have the Taurus moon for almost the entire weekend, so chances are we are going to be very grounded. But the Magician is here. Now, if you haven't done any new moon affirmations, I definitely say this is a weekend to do new moon affirmations. Okay, now I do have a video down below, so there should be a link for you. And if you want to use that as your meditation, that's great. Thank you. But I would prefer you get a piece of paper and a pen and write down just a couple of things that you can say. Your affirmations, your own personal affirmations. Own them, make them your own, embrace them. Write down a few things that you could make as an affirmation that weren't included in the video. Make it yours and make a mantra, make a mission statement and say it. So the Magician is here to bring in the magic, to bring your wishes in. You know, with the Magician, you're going to get that wish. So we have to be very conscious of our thoughts, our conscious and subconscious thoughts. Because if we say, I'm never going to have enough money, your wish will be granted. If you say, I want more money, and you walk outside and you find a coin on the sidewalk, you've got your wish. You've got more money. It might not have been exactly what you were kind of thinking in your mind when you said it, but you got your wish. So we want details. We want to think it through. We want to create a strategy, a plan, a vision of our tomorrow. You know, leading up to this weekend, it's been all about being the prophet in your future going forward of what you are going to walk into. Saying it, seeing it, believing it, expecting it. Our next card, look at this, the Four of Pentacles. Oh, what don't we want to give up on? What are we holding on to? Where do we refuse to give up control or ownership? Where do we need to surrender in our life? You know, we sit there and we've got a foot on each one of those pentacles. Ain't nobody taking that away from us. We're hugging another one so tightly. No one's going to take it away. If we were to just stand up and release and let go of those things for just a brief moment, we would see this giant pentacle, the gateway, guarded by angels. Look at that. Perfect balance in the background. So it's very much about going with the flow. I think the moon crosses over Uranus this weekend. So expect the unexpected. Absolutely. Go with the flow. See what the wind blows in. You know, we start with the Magician. And we're hanging on to something. It's, you know, it's definitely a time to reflect and just be. And just accept what's around you and just know that you are moving in the right direction, that everything will open up as it should. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is in detriment. Well, that falls in suit with the moon being in Taurus for most of the weekend. Because Taurus energy is kind of like stop and smell the roses. It's kind of it's more of a sensual energy. It's more of a fixed, we're comfortable in what we know kind of energy. And so we may be pulled away from actually this energy, the Knight of Swords, and just, I see the Knight of Swords as, imagine yourself in this thick, thick forest that went on for miles. And you just can't seem to get forward motion happening. You take 2 steps forward and then it's 1 step back. You had to dismount off that horse. You had to find that the path came to a dead end. You'd have to find yourself on a cliff and having to walk around, maybe water until you could cross. A log in the way, a rock in the way, something holding you back, something not allowing you to move forward. And it's like you come out of this forest finally and you hit this field and you jump upon that stallion, you raise your sword high and you yell, charge. And I don't think we're going to be able, we'll have to consciously almost push ourselves into a little bit of this energy of getting excited about where we're going. And maybe we won't do that in a physical sense. Maybe it is just a mental sense. Maybe it is just through a conversation. Ten of Pentacles is the Yes card. I haven't seen this in a couple of weeks, so. The Yes card. What's your wish? We're asked for it with the Magician as the first card. What is your wish? What is your dream? What is your goal? This is the card that says, of course. You've got this. It will happen. Maybe it's a partnership. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's a career goal. Something within the community. Now, there's 10 Pentacles on there. But it's hard to focus on everything at once. And so you really have to bring everything into a focus of a priority of how you're going to go about it. What's the first step? What's something that you can incorporate every single day into your life, even if it's only for 30 seconds, 5 minutes, a half an hour? Somebody said they were going to write a page a day of their book, and at the end of the year, they'll have a book with 365 pages in it. Done. Book's done in the year. What's the step? What's the step that will lead you to it? So, plan on just writing that one page. That's it. I don't have to do any more than that one page. What does that page represent in your life? What's the one small thing that you can do? Or maybe it's a bunch of things that you can do. Maybe it's you can donate a lot of time or energy or resources. Maybe you've only got that small window of opportunity. And the King of Pentacles. Well, this is a very high energy, successful kind of reading for us. We have the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles, he's the richest of all the kings, absolutely. And he does not take, well, he does take risk, but it's a calculated risk. He's thought it through. He's looked at the pros and cons. He's weighed his options. But the thing I love most is his crown is a living vine. So it's the new ideas, it's the new experiences, it's the new routine, it's the new behavior, it's the new habit, it's the new relationship, it's the new friendship. It's a twist on something that brings in great wealth, great success right after the Ten of Pentacles. My goodness, so this is long, sustainable wealth, abundance. Now, what do you define as abundance? Because people automatically think I'm talking about money. Well, that might not be your definition of abundance. It might just be good health. It might be being part of the community. It might be having a beautiful family. It might be reaching a certain stature within the community or at work. It could be a beautiful love relationship. That's all you need. You know, my parents always said, got a roof over your head and food in your stomach, you are good. A bed to sleep in, my goodness. Indoor plumbing, now you've got it made. You're rich beyond, and people that love you. Surround yourself with people that love you. And if you don't have anybody, then, take one of those little interests, those little hobbies, and go to that thing in your community for a half an hour on Wednesday nights. It doesn't have to be, it can be pottery and painting and dancing and karaoke and get with a crowd of people that like what you like and start making those relationships happen. What can you do? What represents a page in your book? Okay, Nature's Whispers. The only card that really talks about what can hold us back is where we are holding on, where we refuse to look up, face a fear or an anxiety. Besides that, and the Knight of Swords, it is in detriment here. So we're not really going to want to do this kind of energy. And so we have to be very conscious and very aware and say, you know what, I'm going to give it 5 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm only going to meditate on it today, or I'm going to contemplate for 15 minutes on it. Maybe it's like, well, first I need an office, so I have to clean out this room. So get rid of the clutter. So work on one corner. It's almost like you have to push yourself into what you want. I think the Taurus moon might pull us back a bit. We want that sensual feeling. That grounded feeling. That knowing, comfortable feeling. And we might not want to step out of our routines, but we should, just a little bit. Amplify your positive emotions. 7. Amplify your positive emotions. There you go. Go out and do what you enjoy doing. Make those ripples in the water. Smile at your reflection changing in the ripples of the water. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be life-altering. It could be, but it can be something so small, and watch the pleasure that you get from it. And that tells you where you feel happiest, where you truly feel grounded. And it's almost like we've got to step out of our comfort zone to actually experience it in some way, whatever it is to you. There is a ripple effect of energy flowing from you. Be positive. Simply staying happy and sending that happiness out from your heart will benefit those around you. Oh, so you are the ripple of love. I love that. Ripples get bigger too as they go out. But it starts with you this weekend, obviously. As you adjust your motives and attitudes, this energy flows from you in circles, affecting all of your desires and beliefs. There is a chance to bring good fortune and influences to all of the events in your life. As circles also represent cycles, know that you are continually going in and out of cycles, growing and changing, transforming. With every ending comes a new beginning. Trust that a positive energy that you radiate will attract what you wish for. So, trust that the positive energy that you are radiating, remember I was saying, make your wish, Think about your wish. Think about your desires. The magician shows up, it will be granted. So you want to keep it positive. You want to keep it happy. You want to keep it joyous. And yes, that is so easy for me to just sit here and say, okay, and go and throw rose petals in the air and skip down the sidewalk, okay? And it's not so easy because life takes over and the stresses and the obligations and the responsibilities. And I don't think we should be shirking them this and kind of like fluffing them off. I think we need to meet them right now. Because doing them, we may see how we can release it. I mean, that could be this card right here, an obligation, a responsibility. You feel that you have to. Maybe you do have to. Maybe you don't like that job, but it pays the bills. So what's the one page in your book that you can bring into your success? Maybe it's brushing up your resume. Maybe it's sending it out. Maybe it's asking some friends if they know of any openings. And keep the job and meet the obligation, but know that you are actually spending time, energy, or resources into moving away from what you don't want. Because here you don't really have to sacrifice if you think it through. King of Pentacles, he is the thinker. He does weigh it out, the pros and the cons, the best way to go forward. Sometimes it's the safest way, but sometimes there's a little bit of like, wow, how did he know that? Look at the money he made her. Look at the happiness he brought in. She said yes. I didn't think she'd say yes. But it's always a calculated risk taking. And since the beginning of the year, it's been strategy plan, strategy plan. But trust that the positive energy that you bring out when I picked up the magician card so long ago, I got rambling. Sorry, guys. Trust that the positive energy you radiate will attract what you wish for. That it will come in. And we have the Ten of Pentacles in here as well. My goodness. Well, a reading just wouldn't be a reading without our animals. Find your voice. What makes you happy? What makes you laugh? What brings pure joy into your life? Anybody singing? I'll date myself if I start singing. Sing, say no, express yourself. Sing your song, dance your dance, and tell your tale. Frog tells you that it's time for you to find your voice. Saying no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time, exhaust your energy. You haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you have quieted your voice. By saying no, you begin to making room for the things that you do want in your life. It isn't easy at first, but the more you practice, the easier it does become, and the more empowered you begin to feel. You may have been keeping frustrations inside of you, and they need to be spoken. And Mars is in Gemini, so it's all about our words, it's all about our communication and moving forward. But we want to be the King of Pentacles and think it through and what we want to say and what our words will bring back. Is it the energy we want to bring back? Oh, I was going to start reading the flamingos there. Wrong side of the book. It needs to be spoken. If you could be a friend, it could be a friend that has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, a boss or coworker who isn't respecting you. It is now time for you to vocalize your feelings in order to remove the emotion. You might want to begin by writing down what you want to say. Here we are. What's that page? Writing down what you want to say and practice saying it aloud. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging to your soul and spirit? Because it weighs down your energy. It brings in anxiety. It lowers your vibration. You want to raise it this weekend. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging to your soul and spirit? Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you in finding your voice. Frog also reminds you to put on some music and sing. It can be in your home or your car, but sing as loud as you can. And don't forget to dance it out as well. Fun or sad, it doesn't matter. Just express yourself by singing. Your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your right hand on your throat and envision a blue light circling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. I don't know if you can hear the train in the background, but it's loud tonight. That's my train. I've had it all my life. Pretty well. Minus just a couple of years, maybe in the middle. Maybe you've been always wanting to be on a stage, a Broadway show, or possibly a stand-up comedy act. Embrace Frog in helping you find the voice within you that might be shaky right now. So you might be uncomfortable. It's going to be um, uncharted waters for you, perhaps. But will turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There are no restrictions and there is no limitations. So it's about raising your energy. Once again, I get that visualization, being the prophet of your tomorrow, but also there's some kind of doing here that's involved that we may not want to do. So we may have to push ourselves a little bit consciously to do that one thing. Make that promise to ourselves, that commitment to ourselves, but not only to ourselves, but our goals, our dreams, our happiness, our balance, our joy. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.